live with us in the studio. Oga Somi, thank you very much for joining us and your support to this show.
Growth like I believe you'll see very shortly our country has never seen before, perhaps no country has ever seen before. Over the past 3 months, core inflation has been just 1.6%. Meanwhile, fourth quarter growth is projected to be 5.4%, far greater than anybody other than myself and a few others had predicted. Since the election, the stock market has set 52.
Have been, especially currently at the meeting that they have been having, is almost all the statement of American is, we are just like, are we even secondary, or we are not even on his own this year? I don't think we are even qualified to be a tertiary. It's talking of America, how to make life very, very conducive for American people. What do you think we can be doing for us? But if you look at our own side, it's like on the contrary. And secondly, our people are thinking of how to take almost all our fortune to outside this nation. So what kind of water do you think Donald Trump is taking that we can borrow it for some of our lawmakers, commissioners, ministers to be taking?
What we have, in this part of the world are not leaders, but rulers. A kind of army of occupation, a kind of soldiers of fortune, even though they are in agbada, they are in civilian attire, suit, and what have you. An army of occupation. So the essence of governance is to bring about the greatest good for the greatest number of people. And that is what a leader will always go for. But rulers want to create a situation where they just do for themselves because they don't care about anybody. That also accounts for how they came to power. How they come to power? Did the people actually vote them in? Did they find their way? Did they wangle their way through? Did they hijack the system? So these are the things that comes to play. That is why the sanctity of the ballot is always very important. And you will notice that in third world countries, if not even fourth world countries, there is one thing that stands very clear. You can never find clean electoral process. No. They want to have it so shady so that they'll be able to, bulldoze their way through, and because they are not leaders, they are not aspiring to be leaders.
But they then said they will tell you that this is one of the best elections. So far, the election is free and fair. Many African countries,
they will say that. Go to Cameroon. Is it not Paul Biya? He will tell you that it's the best election ever. Go to Uganda. Museveni will tell you, it's the opposition who is fighting. He said, my friend, you don't know what you are saying. This is the best election. But you see, the world are watching. Before now, they used to say that the world is a global village. But today, the world is a global parlor. We're all stayed on the table. Everyone is seeing one another. So there's no prank you play that the world will not take notice of. And they will respond to you in that way. Why is it that there are a lot of countries, you don't need to get visa to go to different places? But those countries...
I've come to this year's World Economic Forum with truly phenomenal news from America. Yesterday marked the one-year anniversary of my inauguration, and today, after 12 months back in the White House, our economy is booming, growth is exploding, productivity is surging, investment is soaring, incomes are rising, inflation has been defeated, our previously open and dangerous border is closed and virtually impenetrable, and the United States is in the midst of the fastest and most dramatic economic turnaround in our country's history. Under the Biden administration, America was plagued by the nightmare of stagflation, meaning low growth, and high inflation, a recipe for misery, failure, and decline. But now, after just 1 year of my policies, we are witnessing the exact opposite: virtually no inflation and extraordinarily high economic growth like I believe you'll see very shortly our country has never seen before, perhaps no country has ever seen before. Over the past 3 months, core inflation has been just 1.6%. Meanwhile, fourth quarter growth is projected to be 5.4%, far greater than anybody other than myself and a few others had predicted. Since the election, the stock market has set 52 all-time high records. So that's in 1 year, 52 records, adding $9 trillion in value to retirement accounts, 401ks, and people's savings. People are doing very well. They're very happy with me. Since my inauguration, we've lifted more than 1.2 million people off of food stamps, and after 4 years in which Biden secured less than $1 trillion of new investment in our country. Think of that, 1 trillion, substantially less than that. In 4 years, we've secured commitments for a record-breaking $18 trillion, and we think when the final numbers come out, they'll be closer to $20 trillion of investment. That's never been done by any country at any time, not even close. Just over 1 year ago, under the radical left Democrats, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. In fact, the United States economy is on pace to grow at double the rate that was projected by the IMF just last April. And with my growth and tariff policies, it should be much higher. I really believe we can be much higher than that. And this is all great news, and it's great for all nations. The USA is the economic engine on the planet, and when America booms, the entire world booms. It's been the history. When it goes bad, it goes bad. You all follow us down, and you follow us up, and we're at a point that I don't believe we've ever been. I never thought we could do it this quickly. My biggest surprise is I thought it would take more than a year, maybe like a year and 1 month. But it's happened very quickly. This afternoon, I want to discuss how we have achieved this economic miracle, how we intend to raise living standards for our citizens to levels never seen before, and perhaps how you too and the places where you come from can do much better by following what we're doing, because certain places in Europe are not even recognizable, frankly, anymore. They're not recognizable. And we can argue about it, but there's no argument. Friends come back from different places, I don't want to insult anybody, and say, I don't recognize it. And that's not in a positive way, that's in a very negative way. And I love Europe, and I want to see Europe go good, but it's not heading in the right direction. In recent decades, it became conventional wisdom in Washington and European capitals that the only way to grow a modern Western economy was through ever-increasing government spending, unchecked mass migration, and endless foreign imports. The consensus was that so-called dirty jobs and heavy industry should be sent elsewhere, that affordable energy should be replaced by the Green New Scam, and that countries could be propped up by importing new and entirely different populations from faraway lands. This was the path that Sleepy Joe Biden administration and many other Western governments very foolishly followed, turning their backs on everything that makes nations rich and powerful and strong. And there's so much potential in so many nations. The result was record budget and trade deficits and a growing sovereign deficit, driven by the largest wave of mass migration in human history. We've never seen anything like it. Quite frankly, many parts of our world are being destroyed before our very eyes, and the leaders don't even understand what's happening. And the ones that do understand aren't doing anything about it. Virtually all of the so-called experts predicted my plans to end this failed model would trigger a global recession and runaway inflation. But we have proven them wrong. It's actually just the opposite. In 1 year, our agenda has produced a transformation like America has not seen in over 100 years. Instead of closing down energy plants, we're opening them up. Instead of building ineffective, money-losing windmills, we're taking them down and not approving any. Instead of empowering bureaucrats, we're firing them, and they're going out and getting jobs in the private sector for 2 and 3 times what they were making in government. So they started off hating me when we fired them, and now they love me. Instead of raising taxes on domestic producers, we're lowering them and raising tariffs on foreign nations to pay for the damage that they've caused. In 12 months, we have removed over 270,000 bureaucrats from the federal payrolls, the largest single-year reduction in government employment since the end of World War.
Raymond, that is the voice of DJ Trump, the president of the United States. Let me start from the studio. Mr. Somi Uranta, listening to Donald Trump, especially, he's talking of, instead of raising the tax, he's making effort to bring it down. Then equally emphasized on the issue of job creation. And that's the reason I want us to quickly look at it. My elementary commerce in my secondary school, I learned, except my teacher, I need to go and collect my school fees back, that the meaning of tax is a fraction of your income. And I think if you listen, as we listen to Donald Trump, he's talking about how Nigeria should be having income, how they can generate more job and the rest of them. What do you think? How do we know the meaning of tax in Nigeria, whereby our own tax? So me at the top, I've been saying that the team that actually brought this tax, they just cash out. Because it's a big, for you to be, I was thinking that, I don't know why I did not use a very nice soap to wash that, so I will be part of the team that we equally cash out. Emphasis on what they can get from Nigeria, what they can get. I was thinking that for now, we should be discussing with the National Directorate of Employment so that Nigeria will get a job. They will now put the issue of tax on the table. How do we now get the percentage from tax?
We are in a system that loves to major in the minor and minor in the major. Rather than think of how to strengthen the economy, rather than plan on how to create an enabling environment for entrepreneurship to thrive, they are building roadblocks and hurdles, on the way or in the way of entrepreneurship, in the way of enterprise. Do business, try to do business in Nigeria. Anywhere, is it Lagos, is it Port Harcourt, is it Sokoto, anywhere. But I'm speaking to the area, I'm in Lagos. The problem that entrepreneurs are faced, and by the way, the entrepreneurs, the small SMEs, medium, small enterprises, those are the ones that the engine block or engine
that's what he said. He
of every economy. So when you create impediments, you create hurdles, what do you want them to do? How do you buoy up such an economy? Is it from the tax you pay? Is it from the electricity bill? Is it from the power? That electricity is not there. I understand that there's a problem again. Since last
yes, I didn't have light. In fact, I've plugged my power bank and my phone in this studio now. For how many? Almost 2-3 days now, we don't have light. People around Ejigbo should be able to.
Meanwhile, we are on band A. They are charging you premium charge. Yes, you're not getting it. So when you create all these impediments, how will the economy grow? How do you tax? You mentioned tax. How do you tax people
who are not generating any income?
I wonder. The little they have, you are taking it away. A businessman whose business capital is diminishing, his business is also diminishing. So if you are pushing him to start spending his capital, after it's just a matter of time, he will become redundant. He'll be out of business. He will close shop.